5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
Shh! Listen!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world. Polkas After Dark. This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. It's another live broadcast, special edition. Now your host, your USPA IJs of the Year for 2023, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Whatever it is, it's all good because you guys are here with us.
And we're here with you.
On Polkas After Dark Facebook Live.
And YouTube.
Yes, sir. Read-a-lee-dee. Hey, today we get a chance to talk with J Bogdon a little bit later on at about 5:30. And we do want to let you guys know that this is going to be a very short version of Polkas After Dark today because... Oh, no, that way. Yeah.
Are we doing that again?
Yeah. Hold on. Where's my
I know, you're in the
shoulder
way.
at?
Get out of the way.
I gotta move. I gotta move. Jeez, a whiz.
Because we're excited about the game today.
Yes,
absolutely.
we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And here, let me just move this over.
Yeah,
here,
move your
just
butt over.
like
There
that.
you
There
go.
we are.
Wonderful.
That's good. That will work. Yes, it will. Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, we've got some songs that feature J Bogdon on the tubs, and here's one of them. It's off of a John Stevens recording, and the song is called At the Polka Spree.
We danced all night long as they played my favorite song. And
that's John Stevens and Double Shot. We're going to say hello to some folks that are joining us here over in Facebook land. We're going to say hello to Vanessa Nemchek and also Andrew Haverlick. I don't know if his Eagles won or not. Did you see the score? Because we were kind of busy, but I'm sure they are. If they haven't won, they're taking it anyhow because they were up. Hey, also, speaking of up, guess who's awake? Arlene Gavroinski. She's here this afternoon. Hello to you, Arlene. Dolores Gorkowski is here. Also, we've got Keith Strauss from Chicago, Illinois. Our J Bogdon's joining us, as well as Linda Petrozeski from Niagara Falls. And Jerry, what do you got?
Okay, so it's only the third quarter. There's 12 minutes and 39 seconds left in the third, and the Eagles are winning 27-15.
Ooh, nice spread.
I'm not sure.
Nice
I don't know who I really want to win that one.
I think it's going to be the Eagles.
I don't have a choice in it, but
the one thing that I really, really love about the Eagles is Hotel California. That was one of my favorite songs.
That was a good song.
That was one of my favorites.
That was definitely a good song.
Hey, if you're just joining us, well, welcome, Jerry. Anything over there in YouTube land?
It's kind of quiet.
Some people?
We got some people on, but nobody's chatting yet.
Understandable. Hey, how about another tune by John Stevens? Here's one called The Painter's Polka. Good evening to Pat Mazer. She's joining us. And hey, Mr. John Stevens himself is in the house. Oh, yeah, there you go. A little bit of John Stevens Double Shot a tune called the Painter's Polka, and we welcome everybody here into Polkas After Dark. We're going to say send a big shout out to Xander. He's here once again.
He said, "Go Bills."
He is just having a blast with that team, and so are we, Xander.
We're so
keeping
excited.
our fingers crossed, and again, we are going to be signing off the broadcast a little bit early today. Normally, we go until 7, but I think it's going to be 6 p.m. This evening, shortly after the interview with Mr. J Bogdon. We're getting excited about that too. And you know what else, Jerry, we need to get excited about is there is a dance that Pukoyashu is going to be running. And why don't you get a chance to tell everybody a little bit about the Shamrock Bash? Although I don't know if you should bash a shamrock. That's probably not a good idea.
That's probably not very good luck at all. So, Pukoyashu Shamrockin' Bash. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Saturday, March 15th, 2025, New Jersey's newest polka hotspot. It's the Belvedere Manor at 689 Water Street, Belvedere, New Jersey, 07823. Doors open at 4. Music and dancing from 5 until 11. It will be featuring the music of Michael Costa and the Beat and Stu.
Stu. S-T-E-W?
No, S-T-U.
S-T. Oh, that's the rock band.
That is.
Nice.
That is. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Polka
Here.
Shamrockin'. Get it?
Now I get
Now you get it.
Now I
Okay.
get it.
Admission is only $25. For more information, you can reach out to Michael Pukowski, 908-209-9843, or email him at michael.pukowski@gmail.com. You can reserve your tickets by March 11th, 2025. Food and beverage will be available for purchase, so I'm assuming it's a no BYOB and no BYOF.
No, they should not be.
They should not be.
And no, and you know what? We haven't seen Michael or Carla in a while. Actually, since they got married, we haven't seen them.
Since before they got married.
Since before they got married, yeah. And of course, it's going to be nice to get a chance to catch some folks this coming spring and summer. We won't be able to make it to there, but I can just picture Mike saying,
Well.
yeah.
At least once or twice.
At least once or twice, yeah. We're going to make sure that we do get a chance to go out and see him. Hey, Polkas After Dark is what you're tuned to. Mr. Jim Joseph just happens to be on here. And Jim, we've got something really cool that we want to show you. Take a look at this guy. Bam!
I love it.
that is like priceless. Totally priceless. We're going to do that one more time. Come on.
They're
let's do it.
pre-gaming, so they got to appreciate that a little bit.
Boom! Look at that. That's crazy. Holy smokes.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's our buddy Lucas when he was teeny tiny.
Yeah, but
And now
he's
he's
still
just
teeny tiny.
He's so grown up though now.
He is.
I mean,
absolutely.
to talk to him, it's like you're talking to a 15-year-old.
So we're going to shout out to the lackeys as well as the Maholskis who are listening in as they are pre-gaming.
All right.
Thanks for having us along.
Yeah, and also we've got Karen and Tom Abayak. Hello to you guys. Mr. Greg Schwoidak is in the house. Here's a tune that we're going to bring up right now. Here's one by The Sounds, and it's called Crazy About Polkas.
Banjos in Slovenian orchestras. It doesn't matter how they're played or the country that they're from. If you're like me, then you'll agree they're loved by everyone. I'm just crazy about polkas. Honky pusher Eastern style, it matters not to me. I'm just crazy about polkas. And if you join
yeah, Jimmy Weber and the Sounds. Hey, I heard rumor.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. Now, why did you
has it.
just dump out again?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good now.
I think you just
Yeah,
do
that's
that on
kind of
purpose.
no. It does that automatically. Hopefully, our new cables will be in. I think on Tuesday, so we can switch both of these over.
Yes.
And the rumor is what, Jerry?
That a certain band is going to be getting back together for Frankenmuth
Uh-oh.
and performing there.
A reunion.
Yes. Should I say who it is?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
It is Jimmy Weber and the Sounds.
Oh, that's going to be nice. Holy smokes. We got to maybe try to make it out there this year.
We haven't
to,
gone in a while. I
to
was thinking
Frankenmuth.
about that.
That would be really, really nice. Let's see. We've got some more polka music coming your way. I'm just waiting on my screen to load here.
Queen.
Mr. Schwoidak had sent or is sending. It hasn't loaded as of yet for me to bring it up on the screen. Hey folks, we do want to remind you, if you have a special event that's coming up, whether it be a polka dance, an anniversary or whatever, and there's a flyer that you want to get it over to us, please make sure you do at polkasafterdark@gmail.com. That's polkasafterdark@gmail.com. It hasn't loaded yet, but you know, Jerry, I already
Why
have
don't
the
you play a
song
song?
queued up. I'm gonna play a song by the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars. Here's one called Under the Oak Tree, a good old-fashioned standard tune.
Na wysokim dębie biały gołąb siedział. Dajże buzi, Franiu, nikt nie będzie wiedział. Dajże buzi, Franiu, nikt nie będzie wiedział. Stodolem na dole, na samym kaplisku. Trzeba mnie pocałować i dosta po pysku. Trzeba mnie pocałować i dosta po pysku.
And Mr. Schwoidak, you might want to check to see if you typed that correctly, because we did not get it. Our server is live, and we're trying to capture some things. So try to resend that flyer if you could, please.
Minęły te czasy, minęła ta chwila, gdzie każda panienka jednego lubiła, gdzie każda panienka jednego lubiła. Ożenił się stary, z młodą chciał uciec, a ona doniekła jak to stary ściek, a ona doniekła jak to stary ściek.
Hey, that's the sound of Greg Schwoidak singing a tune for you, one of those old standards which we love, one called Under the Oak Tree Polka. Hey, folks, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark. How come you're getting comments and all I'm getting is just when the people log in? That's kind of strange.
But I can't see when people
Facebook.
log in. I can just see their comments.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
So you're going to play that game, are you?
Yeah, 50-50.
Fitty.
Half no poo.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of hearts and some loves and likes and all kind of stuff like that. Hey, we're going to be talking live in just a few minutes with Mr. J Bogdon. Can't believe that already. It's going to be, well, let's see, it's 22 after the hour of 5 p.m. Once again, we have an abbreviated show today, only because of the, why do I keep doing that? I got to
Point
point to
towards
you,
me.
and then you can point towards me, because the cameras are backwards.
That's so they can see whatever we have written on our shirts
On
or
our
anything
shirts.
the right way.
Yep,
so
yep.
I still get really confused about that.
Yeah, hey, here's a tune called Come On Down. Here's John Stevens' Double Shot.
Come on, everybody, we've got to go. Let's all party and see the show. The band will be hopping with a 1, 2, 3. Listen to the people while they start to scream. The fans are at the bandstand. There is music in the
Hey, hello to Deb Romanowski. She's here. Deborah Romanowski. Also, Jerry and the Captain.
The bands are at the bandstand, there is music in the air. The concertina's playing for the people who are there. The drummer starts a countdown, the brass is ringing out. Then everybody starts to dance and hear the people shout. Come on down, come on down, come on down, come on down. We'd like to know just who you are and where did you come from. Come on down, come on down, come on down, come on down. Muzykanci grają, orkiestra wesoło gra. Okay, are you ready? Here we go!
Oh, yeah, John Stevens double shot. Here's a double take.
Let's go tonight, out where the rain is falling. You look so nice, listen to my heart calling. You and I will be falling in love. You and I whispering sweet words of love. I'll hold you close, feeling your warmth next to me. Then you will know just how much you mean to me. You and I will be falling in love. You and I whispering sweet words of love.
Yepper, John Stevens, and double shot a little bit of You and I polka. And we are fortunate enough to have a gentleman on the broadcast with us. I'm just going to be switching over some things here very, very soon. And I'm just looking at my screen because...
why?
Well, I'm trying to find this. I just got to find it. Hey, Jerry, why don't you mention that dance real quick by the Concertina
I don't
All
have
Stars?
it. I sent it to you on your phone.
Oh, okay.
You're
Oh,
using your
geez.
phone.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, nice save there.
Yeah,
Holy
thanks.
smokes. Here we
Thanks
go.
for throwing me under the bus.
Here we go. Well, no sweat. That's what I'm here for. Hey, so we have a gentleman on our live line right now, and it is Mr. RJ Bogdon. RJ, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, that's perfect. Boy, and you got that FM voice right now, so that's kind of cool. Hey, welcome to Polkas After Dark. I didn't know that you reside in Bethel Park. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Holy
That is,
smokes. I remember those are old stomping grounds for me when I was back in Uniontown, PA. Holy smokes.
Yep, that's where we live.
Yeah, okay, cool. How long you lived there?
About 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Yeah.
And where were you originally from, RJ?
Carnegie.
Carnegie. Okay, gotcha. Now, I am going to ask a couple of the basic questions, of course. We usually start out an interview, if you've caught any of them, where we say, at what age were you, RJ, when you heard your first polka?
I don't know for sure how old I was, but I guarantee probably the first song, first polkas I ever heard were from Marion Lush. Because my dad was a huge Marion Lush fan.
And Dad's name is?
Bob.
Bob. Okay, gotcha. Now, and I'm also going to ask you, RJ, what are those initials for?
Robert Joseph.
Robert Joseph. Okay, I was going to say Robert John, so I was half right, half Naboo.
Yeah, you're half there.
And, we know that you play drums. I didn't know that you actually started out playing trumpet back in the second grade. Tell us a little bit about that. That's kind of unique, starting out that early.
Yeah, second grade in my elementary school, that's when they started seeing who wanted to play instruments. And I walked in, and the music teacher took a look at my teeth, and he said, I think you're going to play trumpet.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And it just so happens that his name, I don't know if you remember him, Gene Cassiola.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was my elementary school band teacher, and he also had a Slovenian polka band.
Oh, geez. Now, is he still around? Is he still with us?
No, he has since passed.
Oh, geez. But tell me, let's see, second grade, I started trumpet in third grade, so you got me beat. I was 9. So what, you were 8 years old? 7 or 8?
Yeah, 7 or 8, yeah.
Jeez, a whiz. And you started learning how to read music at that point?
Yep, and played all through high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I really liked playing trumpet. I really did.
And who have you played trumpet with, polka-wise, if anyone?
Well, the Polka Bees, which was the very first band I ever played with, which was me, Chris, Eric, and my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did a lot of church festivals and stuff. And I played trumpet with Mon Belly Push.
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit, just a little bit.
All right, gotcha. So how old were you when you picked up the drums?
I'm going to say probably 12 or 13.
Okay.
My brother was a drummer, and for Christmas, my grandmother got him a set of drums. Now, that same Christmas, I wanted a bass guitar. And my dad told me, he's like, look, you can't, grandma can't necessarily afford to buy both drums and bass. I hope you understand. I'm like, yeah. So my brother gets his drums, and out of nowhere comes this box, and inside of that is a bass guitar.
Grandmas were always like that. My grandmother as well. I never wanted for anything, and it was always something to be able to get that new instrument. Sometimes they were used, but it was still, my first drum set was new, but the bass was used. The accordion I bought secondhand, or I didn't buy it, but she did. So yeah, grandmas are great like that. Now, how many recordings have you been on?
Just 2.
Just the two with John
Stevens.
Stevens, okay?
Yep.
And what studios have you recorded
we did that actually in Hank Guzevich's basement at Weezer Studios.
Okay. All right. And
that was an interesting it's my first recording experience. It was very interesting.
Let me find out a little bit more about that. So you brought your drums down into the basement.
Yep,
how was everything set up?
I was in one room, and he had it all soundproofed, and he came and he tuned my drums and set up the mics, and it was just me and John Stevens. We just laid rhythm tracks, and then the horn guys came in later, and it was it was definitely a different kind of something I'd never experienced before.
Now, of course, John Stevens plays the bass on the left hand.
Yes,
a lot of people call it the Cordavox bass, but it's really not anymore. It's more of a synthesized bass that gives you a nice sound,
good punchy sound.
Yeah, yep. Here. And I love the gadgetry that John Stevens has too. I've mentioned that before when we had the opportunity and privilege to interview him, RJ. But so again, I know a little bit about this, but what is it like? Tell these folks what it's like to just count off and play the song in a recording studio with just the accordion and bass, because you really have to know the arrangement. Did you have stuff written out for the drums too, or?
Oh yeah, I write like I don't want to say I'm very particular. I John would send me, how the format of the song, and I'd write it out. And actually, before the Overlooked album, he had recorded my drums live on a gig, and the songs he put together, he just took some of those drum tracks and put it behind that, just so I had a feel of how the songs were going to go. And
Oh, nice.
a lot of that, I actually just took what he had recorded and just redid it. And some of it fit so perfectly that I'm like, well, there's no point to change it. That fits, so might as well just do that.
Oh, that is nice. I never really thought of that. That is kind of nice, so you can play along with it. Pop a set of headphones on, and
Yep.
Interesting. So then after that, his guys came in and laid down the trumpet tracks, and then he finally finished off with vocals and such.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Did it all in pretty much one day. We did our parts. It was good.
That's always nice too. So you don't have to bring the drums back, set them up,
Right.
get new levels. I definitely know what that is like. So you recorded the two, which was Played for a Fool and Overlooked with
Yes.
John Stevens. Did you also record with the Cosmics?
No, that is Stushstetter. I did not
Stushstetter.
record that
Okay.
song.
All right.
Yes.
And you said that you've played with a couple of different bands. The Polka Bees, was that the first? You said that was the first band that you ever
that was the very
worked with?
first band. Yep. And strangely enough, like we did like a lot of church festivals. But in I guess it was around 1987, Judy Stringhill gave us a break and booked us with the Trail Tones up at the Mount Oliver VFW.
Wow.
And that was my very first like true polka gig
I love
at the age of 13.
I love Judy Stringhill. She has done a lot for polka music for
Yes,
Western
she
New
has.
York and Ohio, the Ohio Valley, and she's just a dynamite lady. I remember going down to her house on weekends when I was not playing, or a lot of times when I was playing after a gig, and just staying up till 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and had to play the next day, which wasn't too much fun. But and also, now let's see, you worked with Matt Veshelewski and the Polka Jets.
Yeah, that was my very first band, and that just happened by accident.
Uh-oh, tell me about
Me,
that.
Chris, Eric, and I were just jamming in their garage, and Matt had come down to see Chris's dad for some reason. And after Matt had left, Jim told me, he's like, "Hey, Matt wants you to play drums for him." I mean, I'm as green could be. I don't, tempo. I didn't know anything about tempo or anything like that, but apparently he liked what I did. So I said, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." So Uncle Jim found me a drum set and the classifieds. We went and looked at it. He's like, "You like it?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he bought it for me, and then I would pay him back after gigs we'd play, and then what I didn't pay off, he gave me as a graduation present from high school.
Oh, geez, that's amazing. Matt Veshelewski gave me my start back in 1973, playing trumpet with his band. So I'm an old guy. Hey, but you know what? You're talking Chris, and you're talking Eric. What relation are those guys to you, RJ?
They are my cousins. They are my dad's cousins' kids.
Okay, gotcha. Because we know that Chris just recently inherited the IPA presidency, and congratulations to him. That's good. We wish him a lot of luck. And of course, he and Eric have been playing with PCM for quite a while, and you did some work with PCM on drums,
Yes,
did you not?
Yes, I did. This past Dingus Day, Chris called me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to play with Polka Country on Dingus Day?" I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dave can't make the job. Do you want to do it?" And I'm like, Oh man, yeah, that's big shoes to fill, you know.
It's a lot of tension, that is for certain.
So he had sent me some live recordings, and he said focus on the new album. I said okay. So I spent 2 weeks writing out 52 pages
Oh,
of flowcharts for the songs,
sure.
and then 2 weeks after work every night coming down and working on the tunes. So it was by far the most nervous I have ever been
Is that right?
playing a gig. Yeah.
Holy smokes. But probably the most fulfilling too, because when that band plays anywhere, they dictate a lot of response and a lot of respect from the Polish community and their crowd. So that had to be awesome, just to be able
I was
to get
exhausted.
up there. Hey, you were talking about Stas Stetter. He is here in the chat room. Also, Paul Hirschko. We've got some people here from Pennsylvania. Janice Dipiatic, Janice and Joe are tuned in as well into Polkas After Dark. And, it's amazing because when we mention that we've got people from PA, a lot of the PA people come out of the woodwork. If we interview somebody from Ohio, a lot of people from Ohio come out of the woodwork. So it's nice with the camaraderie there. Now,
Absolutely.
Now with PCM, okay, you were talking that you went downstairs and you practiced after work. Do you have a set of drums set up in the basement?
I this summer bought an electric set just so I would have something to practice on and I wouldn't disturb the whole neighborhood.
I have never played one of those.
It is nice, I gotta say.
What is the make and model?
I think this is it's an Alesis.
Okay.
I'd seen somebody was selling it on Facebook Marketplace, and so I went and bought it.
Oh, nice. That's real nice. Holy
smokes.
Yeah,
it is nice.
And
I actually played it out on a gig.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Now, you have to hold on a minute. I have to interrupt you with this because you have to have a real nice sound system in order to be able to play drums. Did you have a subwoofer that the bass drum was going through?
Yes, it was just me and Randy Kozlowski.
Oh, okay. Well, that says it all.
We every year for the Pittsburgh Marathon, they have various live bands throughout the race course, and this year it was just him and I. And I said, "Hey, do you think I could, try the electric drums on this?" We're like, "Yeah." So he brought it, and it worked out perfectly because I could adjust the volumes of everything individually so that it wasn't too overbearing. And I got to say, playing 2.5 hours straight on electric drums where you don't really need to put that much effort to get the sound out, it was a dream.
Is that right?
Very nice. Yes.
I've never sat behind a set like that. Now, do you use the regular cymbals or did you have electronic cymbals too?
Yeah, electronic cymbals as well.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Very interesting. Tell me some of the other groups that you've performed with besides, Cosmics, Mon Valley Push, Matt Veselewski, of course, Polka Bees. Who else have you entertained with?
A band called New Generation. Is me, Eric, my brother, Tony DeLeonibus and his wife, and a guy by the name of Mark Lewandowski. Yeah, we played for about about a year or so, and then I joined Energy, after Kaz had moved to Toledo to go with Crusade.
Okay.
So that kind of put the kibosh on New Generation.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
Energy, John Stevens, Mon Valley, and now the Bark Boys.
And also there was a band sandwiched in between there somewhere. Eddie and the Night Sounds.
Yeah, it's, he would play polkas, but more or less he was a variety band. Just filled in with him a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in college, you wrote for a polka newspaper.
Tell us how you
got that. Got involved in that.
So Randy, I was actually going to college for journalism.
Okay.
I wanted to be a newspaper writer. And Randy Kozlowski came to my apartment. He's like, why don't you try and write for the Polka News? So we sat down and brainstormed a bunch of different topics and stuff. So I sent a letter to the editor and asked if he'd be interested, and he said sure. So I can't remember how many articles I wrote, but yeah, I did that for about a year or so, I'd say. I kind of got myself in trouble with him and Matt, however.
With him and who?
Him and Matt Wasilewski.
Oh, geez. Well, I don't know if we want to hear that. Let's.
Oh no, it's nothing bad. I wrote it right after the Grammys, and Jimmy Sturr had won the Grammy, and I was questioning, how he has won so many, this, that, and the other, and the editor of Polka News didn't necessarily like that. And Matt's like, look, Jimmy Sturr's a good friend of mine. You got to watch what you say. So, but it was nothing, I didn't, blaspheme him or anything like that.
Sure.
But,
well, Jimmy Sturr's had 18 to date, if memory serves me correctly. And, that's truly an amazing feat in itself. Now, also, you guessed iJade for
I did.
A gal who is an awesome lady. I have known this gal for quite a long time out there in Michigan. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with that.
So Mary Lou and I became friends, and she would people would request songs from her.
Okay.
And she if she didn't have them, she would reach out to me and ask me, hey, do you have this song? I'm like, yes. And she gave me the moniker of the Polka Gopher. So anytime that she couldn't make a show, she's like, hey, can you record a show for me? And I went on there. I was the Polka Gopher guest IJing for Mary Lou Brock.
Oh, that is funny.
I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've known Mary Lou for quite a few years. Back in 2005, Mr. Greg Schwoidok from WXRL here in the Western New York area, he and I came up with an idea. Actually, he came up with the idea. I can't take credit for it, but we were able to work it through where we had 30 DJs and IJs throughout the United States and Canada, and released my final Me, Myself, and I, which was Going Out in Style. And Mary Lou Brock was one of the individuals on the conference call and introduced a song. It was a nice time. I have the utmost respect for her. Does she still do her show, by the way?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. All right. Let me get back into some other questions here that I like to ask. We already know the bands that you performed in. And, what is your personal favorite genre of music that you like to listen to when you're not listening to polkas, RJ?
Honestly, I really don't listen to music.
Really?
I really don't. I listen to sports talk radio on my way to work, on my way home from work. However, lately, I found a channel on YouTube called Drumeo.
Drumeo?
Yes. And what it is they take drummers from a variety of genres and play them a song they've never heard before, and they need to come up with a drum part. And the talent of these guys just absolutely blows my mind. Like,
Really?
I look at them, I'm like,
that.
I could never do anything like that.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I don't
amazing.
I don't consider myself a drummer. I'm just a guy who plays drums in a polka band because I've never taken a drum lesson.
Mhm.
I'm self-taught. I have zero technical ability whatsoever. But, for those guys to come in, to listen to a song and come up with their own drum part is just absolutely amazing.
Wow. It truly is. Do you sing any songs?
I try not to sing.
Can you speak Polish, or do you understand Polish at all?
I know words, but to have a conversation, absolutely not.
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite band that you never performed with or never got a chance to play with, past or present? And if so, who was it or were they?
I would say the 85-ish version of Chicago Push I would have loved to play with.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of AJ.
Oh, yeah.
Loved the stuff he did. Very tactful. Just so driving. It's just that era of Lenny. I would have enjoyed.
Yeah.
Playing with, I think.
Yeah. Here. That's nice. Any other groups?
Dynatones would have been something I would have liked to have done just because of Nigel and Al. Just the rhythm, the tight rhythm section. I think would have been an amazing experience.
Yeah, here. Do you have a most memorable gig that you played? Now, this could be either the most memorable because of the size of attendance, or maybe the size of the band, the sound of the band, where everybody was cranking on all 8 cylinders and everything sounded great.
I have a few memorable
go
gigs.
Please.
My very first time playing Seven Springs with Matt, just because, Seven Springs was the festival. And the fact that I am actually having the opportunity to play it was awesome. Let's see. With Mon Valley Push, Frank happened to know the director of the Washington Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, wow.
And Frank wrote orchestral, I don't know if that's the right word, arrangements of songs. And they backed us. We played like 2 or 3 songs with a symphony orchestra behind us, which was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another amazing talent.
Yes. And the Energy reunion a few years ago was pretty awesome as well.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That was the very first, first night of Kinloch. Craig Ebel had recorded basically an introduction for us, and we each came out individually, and to see the crowd, it was an amazing feeling.
Wow. That's awesome. Who did you idolize, RJ, growing up? And it could have been in any facet of music, but I want to focus on music, not so much like mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, but in music, who did you idolize growing up?
Larry Trojak was someone that I definitely idolized. Loved listening to him and what he did. Obviously, Jerry Tokars as well.
Oh, yeah. JT was the human metronome.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And as I mentioned before, AJ as well. Someone I really liked. Tony Kempinski. Well, I like I said, I don't have the technical skill, but the stuff that he did was just amazing.
Yeah, he was phenomenal in his own right. That is true. And a guy taken from us way too soon. We lost him just a couple of weeks ago at age 71, which, oh, geez. Out of all the musicians that you've shared this stage with, do you have, and I'm going to ask you about a breakdown story, but do you have any funny stories or anything that you can relate to the musicians on the stage?
Well, here's a funny story.
Go ahead.
So I was in high school at some point, and my band director wanted me to start taking private trumpet lessons. I said fine. So I don't know if you remember the Brass and Woodwind music store right outside of Carnegie. That's where that's where you could take lessons.
Okay.
So I signed up for lessons. I go to Seven Springs, and Matt was there with Bud Hadinsky. And we're up talking to Matt before they start and get introduced to the guys. And the guy turns around and he said, "Who's RJ?" I'm like, "That's me." He's like, "Hi, I'm Skip. I'm your trumpet teacher." So Bud Hadinsky's trumpet player ended up to be my private trumpet teacher.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Like, what's the chances?
Yeah.
So me being, 16, 17, I'm like, oh, Bogdinsky has T-shirts for sale. Maybe if I go buy a T-shirt, I can get a free lesson. Well, I bought a T-shirt, but never got the free lesson.
Now, back then, I got to ask you, what were they charging for trumpet lessons? Do you
20.
remember?
I think it was $20 a lesson, 20 or 25.
And was that a half an hour?
Yeah, half an hour
Half
lesson.
hour
Yes.
lesson, yeah. Interesting. That is super interesting. Would you have imagined in your wildest dreams that polka music would have taken you to where you're at today, RJ? I mean, it's a scary thought.
It is. Like, I never thought I would have the opportunities, that I've been fortunate enough to be given to play with the people that I've, played with and met the amount of, great people that I've met over the years. It's definitely a very blessed in that way.
Yeah. Now, without divulging what the company name is, can you tell us what you do for a living?
I deliver packages for a living.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
For the people with the brown trucks.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know them. Exactly. Nice. How long you been there?
I just started my 13th year.
Oh, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You didn't start out driving, though. I'm sure you were inside moving the packages. I take
Actually,
it, or did
no.
you? Oh, okay. Go ahead. I got to hear this.
I got lucky. I had signed up to be a helper during Christmas back in 2011, and I did that for Christmas. And my driver, he's like, you worked really hard. You did a really good job. If there's any job openings, would you like me to put your name in? I'm like, sure. What the heck? I knew nothing about that company whatsoever.
Yeah.
So maybe 5-6 months later, I get a phone call from one of the supervisors. Says, hey, do you want to give driving a shot? I'm like, sure. And they sent me to school, and I've been driving ever since.
Now, what did they teach you in driving school with those kind of vehicles? I'm just curious.
Well, there's a lot.
Is there?
I mean, basically, you are not only responsible for yourself, but you're also responsible in a way for everybody out there on the road.
Okay.
So you need to really pay attention, look for things. Safety is something they push very, very hard.
That makes sense.
Which is necessary. So, but yeah, the school I went to down in Landover, Maryland, it was a boot camp. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez.
I honestly didn't think I was gonna make it.
And how long was the training, RJ?
It was 10 hours a day for a week.
Oh,
And then
interesting.
after you graduated, then you came back and, you did, and more training with the supervisors. They take you out on a route and teach you how to deliver. So, yeah.
Now, a stupid question here because I don't know the answer to this. Do you load your own truck before you go out?
No, but there's people that load them before we get there.
Okay. And
so they start like 3 or 4 in the morning. We start between 8:30 and 9.
Okay.
And generally loaded before we get there.
Now, and it's also kind of funny, I've got to ask this too. In 2011, they probably didn't have any kind of a GPS system to get you to where you're going. Do you use something like that now on the vehicle?
Yes, there is GPS with the things that we scan the packages with. There's GPS on there. So yeah.
Okay. So
there was not that in 2011.
Right. I didn't think there would be. So when you are driving around, you actually know point to point where you're going before you even get there, and you know how many parcels there are.
Yeah, that is part of the training. Yeah, that is part of the training. You need to basically know your next 5 stops, where they're located, how many packages for those. So yeah, I generally don't use the GPS. I got my route pretty much memorized. So
good for you. So you've got a standard route every day. That's nice.
Yep. Yeah, that is nice. It makes life much easier.
Hey, do you have a most embarrassing moment? This is something new that we've been asking. Bernie Kozlowski, not Randy, but Bernie, had given us the idea at a USPA function a couple of years back, and he said, hey, that'd be a nice question to ask folks. Do you have anything like that, a most embarrassing moment on stage?
When I listened to Bernie's interview and I heard that question, I'm like, I got to think about this. And I did think about something, and I did not write it down. So I can't right now
No,
recollect
that's fine.
what that was.
That's fine. So then it wasn't that important anyhow. So that's kind of good. Geez, do you think that you're going to be? Do you find you're going to be on any future recordings with any of the bands out there?
No, not that I. No, I don't see anything in the future.
No,
unless something crazy happens. But no, I don't really see
understandable
that happening.
Have you had the opportunity or privilege to play on any cruises? We mentioned festivals and stuff. Tell us about the cruise or cruises.
There's one cruise with John Stevens. It was my first cruise I've ever been on.
Okay.
It was not necessarily a polka cruise. He had run a cruise and had some, obviously had people come down, but it was on a Carnival ship.
Okay.
Had a lot of fun. We went to Cozumel, Key West. It was very, very nice. I really enjoyed it. I really did.
Beautiful. And the nice part about the cruises is you only play a limited amount of time, but boy, there's a lot of festivities, a lot of interaction with the people, both on and off the ship, on the islands. So that's kind of nice as well.
Yes, it was.
Well, I can't believe that it's already 6 p.m., but I have two more big questions for you.
All right.
Do you have a favorite breakdown story?
No, I don't really have a breakdown story.
Okay.
But I have a story. John Stevens, we were playing out in a church festival out in his area on a Friday night, and we had to get to Chicago to play for the IPA on Saturday.
Okay.
So we've figured out, like, okay, it's going to take us this long. We built in a 2-hour window. So we're driving across 80, all of a sudden, dead stop for 2 hours because of an accident.
Oh.
So we're supposed to play Polka Mass Saturday before we actually play the gig. So we're calling the IPA, like, we might make it, we might not make it. It's going to be tight. We pull up just in time, come in on our street clothes, play the Polka Mass, tear down, go get dressed, set up in the hall to play that. So that was, a little bit of a stressful evening for sure.
Oh, geez. Hear, hear. And finally, I have to ask you, what would R.J. Bogdon say to somebody that just wants to get started in the music field? They could either want to be a musician, a singer, a songwriter, a frontman, whatever. What personal advice would you give to that individual?
Well, I'm going to steal what Bernie Kozlowski said and be resourceful. Don't be afraid to talk to people and learn and get your name out there and, soak in as much information as you possibly can.
Yeah.
By nature, I'm a very shy person. So, for me to say that now is a little different. But, yeah, definitely talk to people, ask questions. I think it's a little more difficult now because we don't have the amount of jam sessions that we used to have before, where you could just go and play and get recognized,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, if definitely be resourceful.
Well, that's some great news, and
practice.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely, practice.
That too. That helps out a lot considerably. Hey, RJ,
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, please go right ahead.
Do you remember the drummer's name that used to play with Frankie O and the Music Connection?
Ooh, boy. Frankie O. The Music Connection. The only Frankie O that I remember, RJ, is Frankie Ogrodny.
Yes.
But, that's who you're talking about?
His band. Yes, his band. Do you remember who the drummer was?
I don't. Could it have been Eddie Kosholik? Does that name sound familiar?
I don't know who it was, but he is the reason I started playing drums.
Oh, okay.
I had a videotape of him, Frankie O, playing at Mount Pleasant Glass Festival.
Okay.
And there was a zoomed in part of the video on him, and that's how I learned how to play polka drums. I owe everything to that guy. Yeah.
Now, did he have a mustache and a beard and black hair? Do you at least remember that from the video?
I definitely want to say there was a mustache and black hair.
Okay. Man, if I had to guess, and I don't know if any of our viewers or listeners would have an idea or an inkling that they could maybe pop something in here, but that's really the only drummer that I remember that played with those guys, because I remember Eddie Koszolik was the drummer for the Polish All-Stars, Joe Fedor's group.
Okay.
And, Edu was part of that. Frankie was part of that. Bobby Kapanik was the trumpet player for the Polish All-Stars. And, those are the guys that I remember from back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. But I don't know for a fact. So I don't want to say. But if anything, my money would be on Eddie Koszolik.
If it was him, then I owe everything to him.
Wow. Well, that's cool too. Here. Hey, well, listen, I do want to thank you ever so much for joining us today, joining Jerry and myself. We love you, buddy. I hope that we get a chance to see you sometime this spring or this summer. Are you going to be attending any of the festivals? Maybe just going out to hear the groups, or maybe you don't even know if you're going to be playing with somebody at this particular point in time.
You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know where I'm going to show up.
Well, we're planning on the USPA and the IPA this year, and we're talking possibly about Frankenmuth, because we did mention that Jimmy Weber and the Sounds apparently are going to be getting back together for another hoorah tour.
That's a good thing.
And yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? But hey, RJ, again, I want to thank you ever so much for joining us this afternoon and this evening. Don't forget that this interview will be available on Facebook after the broadcast, which is going to be ending here in just about maybe 5 minutes or so, because we've got to watch our Buffalo Bills playing KC, and may the best team win. We'd love to see
Bills.
We'd love to see a Bills win, that's for sure, buddy. But we're keeping our fingers crossed and biting our nails. That's for doggone sure.
Yeah, the house here is a little divided. My daughter absolutely loves Patrick Mahomes, so that's been a little bit of a contention today.
And how tall is your daughter?
She's a little over 5 foot.
Okay,
or so.
well, yeah, that's Mahomes too. So you got it. Totally understand. They can see eye to eye on everything.
Yes.
I'm probably going to get shot and censored and everything like that for that. Didn't mean that.
Great recording,
but yeah, oops. But again, thanks so much, RJ. I am so glad that you and I connected, and you had some time to do this. I really am.
Now, this has been 363 days in the making.
Yeah.
You asked me on my birthday last year.
Yep.
And that's on Tuesday, and here we are 363 days later, and we finally we're able to get it done.
Well, that's beautiful. So you're going to be how old coming up?
51.
51. Yeah, you're still a baby, buddy. I have to say that. I hate to say that, but 51, yeah.
You're almost old enough to be his dad.
Yeah, wish I could be 51 again. Yeah, that's true in a sense. Holy smokes. Hey, but listen, great to talk to you. Very, very awesome time. Safe travels wherever you're going to be driving out there with that brown truck. And
Thank you.
Again, we love you, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
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 And that, of course, is Mr. J Bogdon. Hey, he played with this band right here. John Stevens Double Shot recorded this song. Here's one called Played for a Fool off of the recording of the same title.
From the time that we had met, through the time that we were wed, I've always given you my all and never let you fall. I can see my very best was only a test, 'cause here's what I can see, and here's what I believe. I was played for a fool, just like a fiddle, pushed all around.
Oh yeah, just just like a fiddle. That's not even the song. Played like a fool, played for a fool is what the title of that song is. Hey kids, we want to thank you ever so much for putting us on, as Jerry and I always say at this particular time. If you've been listening in your car,
Thanks for the ride.
and we are going to take a ride over to catch the Bills game. This is going to be an exciting time. We just hope that Josh Allen and the guys pull it off. And here we go. We got to show Lucas one or two more times here. That is so cool. That really, really is. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to Polkas After Dark. We're going to catch you guys next week. We're going to catch you guys next week, Saturday, on Polkas After Dark, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. There we go. Whoops. Here we are. Had the wrong
You're having
button.
a technical problem today.
Hey, folks, have yourself a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. And here is a final tune by John Stevens and Double Shot, old standard Marion Lush tune. And it was funny because Mr. J Bogdon said he loved Marion Lush, his music. And here is a tune by Marion Lush, performed by John Stevens. Here's one called the White Table Polka.